Hello, teachers, and welcome to the heart of lesson number 2, Soil and Seeds. Just as a reminder, with this trees curriculum for the first couple of months leading up into Christmas, we're going to be comparing trees to humans and looking at how the Bible compares trees to humans. Just as trees need good soil and be rooted deep into that, water, sunlight to grow and produce fruit, so too the Christian needs to be deeply rooted in God's word, connected to Jesus, and when we are, then we grow spiritually and we produce spiritual fruit. So that's what we're looking at for the next couple of months. This week's lesson is going to be on the parable of the sower, so the farmer that sows the seeds on the different types of soil and the different outcomes depending on where the seeds land. The way that we're going to be breaking this up for this lesson is at each station, you will cover a different type of soil. So in the gym, you'll be looking at the path where the seeds land and the birds pluck it up. Pastor Taylor is going to cover the rocky soil. Joyce Taylor is going to cover the thorny soil, and then Joe Worrell will cover the good soil. So that's how we'll be breaking things up tonight. And I just wanted to encourage you. I realize that having been around the Christian world for a while now, almost every single time that I hear this parable preached on, talked about, discussed in a class, debated over, it's always about the matter of salvation, right? When we hear the gospel, do we respond in these different ways? And, is the person in the rocky soil, are they truly saved because they started to follow Jesus, but then they don't follow Jesus, they fall away really quick, right? I always hear it talked about that way. However, I don't believe that this parable is at least solely talking about the matter of whether or not somebody is saved. Rather, when we hear God's word in general, not just the salvation gospel story, but just when we're hearing God's word and telling us to be generous, to love our enemies, to be people that are peacemakers, to be patient. I don't fill all these different things. There's different things that the Bible encourages us or challenges us, instructs us to do. And so the question is, do we do it when we hear it? Are we the path that doesn't really, it falls on deaf ears and we don't care about it at all? Are we someone who at first are excited to follow in what God's telling us to do, but then we get made fun of, so we fall away? Or maybe we want to follow what God's telling us to do. We want to be more generous, for example, but we really are some people who love money way too much, so we're not able to be generous in the way that God's calling us to be generous, right? There's all these different ways of different things that God's word instructs us to do, tells us to do, and how are we responding to it? That's what we're going to be talking about in this parable and in this lesson tonight. So let me know if you have any questions at all. Hopefully there's a lot of different ideas there that are going to be helpful for you. And remember, 15 minutes is short, so you've got to focus on the main thing, make the main thing in your lesson, and anything else you get to discuss is just a cherry on top, and hopefully it will be effective and successful. Thanks.